Hey everyone, I'm Mine, and this is set number 71742, the Overlord Dragon from LEGO Ninjago Legacy. This set is part of the 10th anniversary line of Ninjago Legacy sets and retails for $29.99 in the US. This set was sent to me by the LEGO group, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. Before I get started, I'd like to ask you guys to please like the video and subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be reviewing all the 10th anniversary Ninjago sets as quickly as I can, so if you're subscribed to the channel, you won't miss when I upload them. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's get on to the review. This was the set I was perhaps the most curious about getting in person, because looking at the pictures, like the official set images, it didn't look great. Like, I really didn't like it from them. Which was disappointing, because the Overlord Dragon is like a build we've wanted for years in Ninjago. This is one of the only Ninjago Legacy sets that's not based on a previous set. This is a brand new design based on something in the show. So finally getting it in person, this should be really good, right? That's how I felt, but seeing those pictures, I was very, very disappointed. However, now that I have it in hand, I have to say, it's a lot better in person. First off, it's a very large dragon for $30, right? Like, it feels very significant. It's only two-legged, which is unfortunate, though that is accurate to how it appeared in the show. It's just, two-legged dragons do have less stability, which is why this guy's probably going to be falling over a lot in this review. That's not a fault of the design itself, it's more that just two-legged dragons tend to be more unstable. However, he is able to stand up, which is all I could really ask for this guy, so that is something good. Yeah, overall design-wise, I actually really like how this guy looks. The blue and purple is a really fun color scheme. Blue is not a color the Overlord has typically used, but I do think it actually fits him here. And I think it works well as like a base color rather than just sticking to like black. I don't know, it creates some variation and does make this guy look really cool. It's got this big tail in the back which can swing back and forth with these blade pieces in purple. I don't believe we've ever gotten them in this color before, and they're super cool. They're also used in the wings. And yeah, just as a whole, this guy looks really cool. It's a couple different poses you can get him in. As I said, the two legs leads to not much stability, but you can like move the legs up a bit to have him like look up higher. So you can have him stand up a little higher just like that. You could also put him in like a more downward pose like that, and if you couldn't tell, the wings are also each individually posable. They have little claws in the end, which I'll show you close up in a second, but yeah, the wings can go down, or they could flip up just like that. And I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of expression you can get out of this guy that isn't, like, I mean, it's present in most dragons, but still, it's like very good here. I do like that he's full of personality and expression, which is exactly what I would want the Overlord Dragon to be. But I can only show you so much from this far away, so let me pick the camera up, moving in a little closer so you guys can see this guy in more detail. So here's what I think is arguably the best part of the dragon, his head. It uses these like brand new molded pieces for the top and bottom jaw, and he has like these teeth sticking out. And this feels like exactly like the show. It feels straight out of the show. This mold like is clearly very inspired by that. They didn't take like design liberties and translating him to Lego. Like, no, they decided to make the head look like it does in the show. And I think that's really the best part of him. He looks super creepy, and it is like very show accurate. I love how the teeth like sort of overlap each other like this, and then you can open the mouth up just like this and have him like screaming or shouting. Like, that is super cool, and he looks great. I love the little purple on his eyes. Like, it's got the same color scheme as the minifigure, and it looks so great. He's also got like a bit of pink inside of his mouth to represent a tongue, which I think is pretty cute. And then he's got these like purple spikes all over. He's got them all over the entire build, but you can see them like coming off of his chin here, and those look really good. There's a neck joint right here which could go up and down, and the head can move independently. So if you want, you could have like neck up, face looking down, something like that. Or you could do it the opposite way around. And like as I said earlier when I was showing you like the wider view, there's just a lot of personality you can get out of this guy, which I think is really fun. Coming around to the back, there's what he looks like with his full wingspan out. And then moving up a little closer, you can see more intricate details. There's like a lot of that blue that I mentioned earlier. You can see those purple spikes coming out, as well as a few cheese slopes being used, like more like spikes coming out of his back. There's two studs right here. Those are meant to hold the Overlord on his back. This is quite similar to the Ninjago Dragon in that it doesn't make much sense because this isn't like the Overlord Dragon. This is the Overlord as a dragon, so it wouldn't make sense for the Overlord to ride the Overlord Dragon. However, unlike the Ninjago Dragon, which had like an entire seating area, this is just two studs. So the dragon still looks good with the Overlord removed, and if you want to like remove those studs entirely, you can very easily. Like, it's not a difficult modification to make. And it makes sense that they're there for kids who like just playing with it, and they're not really concerned about like being canon. You can just imagine this to be a dragon like driven by the Overlord if you don't want to imagine it as the Overlord, which is okay. The tail continues the same aesthetic with the spikes coming out, and it culminates in these two like long tail pieces out here. These can each be moved independently. They're quite similar to the tails on the Golden Dragon, except a lot bigger, obviously, because that was a smaller, like $20 Legacy set. And these work quite well. You can create some variation in how they're being displayed, but yeah, they're just some like different ways to like hinge this figure. And then the entire tail area, like as I showed you earlier, can swing back and forth. That swings a little better if those are up. Yeah, I can just swing back and forth just like that. And yeah, that's just, I don't know, gives them a lot of life, which I like. I think the wings are definitely the weakest aspect of this guy because they just have 3 of these purple blade pieces, and I really wish they'd just gone with like cloth wings or something. These don't look bad, and honestly, it does fit the aesthetic of the rest of the build, but I don't know, looking at them like this, like there's exposed studs here, this feels very flat. Like, these wings could be a lot better. These feel very 2013, like this matches with the original Golden Dragon well. Which isn't inherently a bad thing, right? But I don't know, I wish these were a little more detailed. Like, the cloth wings that they've been doing, or like the plastic wings, like, those have been really, really good, and those would have been cool to see here. Like, similar to the Griefbringer wings, where they're, like, tattered and broken, that could have been cool, but instead we just got these 3 blades, which don't look as bad as I expected them to, but they're still not amazing. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 like little individual fingers in the end of each wing, which can be used as claws, and you could just raise them up and down and slash with them. Here's how the legs look, and honestly, I really like this design. They feel very sturdy, and like they look quite good as well with like bits of purple and like these blue slopes. Like, these look really nice, and they do a good job of holding this dragon up without just being like a bionicle foot. Like, that's what the original Golden Dragon used, and like, yeah, this uses this kind of connector, but I like how brick built this is while still like maintaining the balance that this guy needs. That's quite cool. And then he has like 4 individual clawed toes right here, which look quite cool. You get like the robot arm piece in just standard gray, which I've never seen it in that color before, I don't think, which that's pretty cool to get. But yeah, I'm actually quite impressed by this leg design. It looks good and it's very functional, so I'm quite happy with that. And then finally, in terms of the build of this guy, if we flip him over, you can get a look at his underbelly, and right here he has the lightning piece in pink. I believe this came in like the pod racer from Star Wars before, but I've never had the piece in this color before, and that's an awesome color for that piece. And then you also have like some golden, like a golden rib cage sort of coming up right here, and that's quite cool. Like, that looks really good and gives him that like little touch of gold that he has, because he's got it in like his teeth and like in his claws, but it's overall like a very blue, purple, gray, and black build, so those little touches of gold really give him some life, and I like that. Here are the 2 minifigures included in this set, and these guys are both very odd to me. First, we have Legacy Golden Lloyd, which, okay, Legacy Golden Lloyd's come in a few sets. What's so odd about him? Well, the odd thing is, his headpiece underneath is just the standard, like, Ninjago movie Lloyd headpiece. While previously in the 2 sets he came with, like, this really elaborate, like, golden Legacy Lloyd headpiece. It's a really, really cool headpiece. And obviously a lot of you guys will already have one of that piece, either from the Golden Dragon or the Golden Mech, but it's just odd that the rest of this figure came in the set, but they chose, no, this time we're not going to give him that headpiece. This is technically more accurate because in the show his face never became gold. However, the original Golden Ninja figure, as well as both of the Legacy ones before this one, had golden faces, so I don't know why this is the set they decided to change it to normal, but it makes this guy feel like less special than the other 2. So that is very bizarre to me. Other than that, though, he is still a very good figure, right? The Golden Lloyd figure is excellent. I love, like, the golden dragons on his torso and the little touches of dark green all over. It feels very, very elegant. He also does come with a golden shoulder pad, like a Season 11 shoulder pad right here, just like he does in the Golden Mech set, but he does not come with that in the original Golden Dragon set, so that is cool to get. But yeah, just as a whole, very, very odd that they chose to do this with this guy. And then the Overlord is odd for an entirely different reason. He's just a new figure, which we already got a Legacy Overlord, which came with the Golden Dragon and the Thunder Raider, which is a Season 2 and Season 3 set. This guy seems to be based on the Overlord Season 3 appearance, but this is a Season 2 set, and as I said, the Legacy Overlord already appeared in both a Season 2 and Season 3 set, so I don't know what this is supposed to represent. And it's just odd to me because I don't know, of all like the characters, I don't think anybody was clamoring for a new Overlord. I thought the general response was that the original Overlord was very, very well done. So I don't know why this guy was made. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll take an exclusive figure. It's just bizarre to me. One thing that's very cool is he comes with like this lightning piece on like pink. I've never gotten in that color before, and that's very, very cool to get. That's just such a fun color for that piece, and I really love that. His torso print's very elaborate. It's very reminiscent of the 2014 Overlord, but with like more like detailed design. I love the purple and pink all throughout the torso. That's just such fun coloration. It looks really good and very like ominous. He's got the same helmet as his 2014 design, though it doesn't really work that well with this armor. This is the Mr. E armor in gold, and unfortunately, like, the helmet, like, barely connects to the head. I really had to, like, force it on, because early on it would just pop off so easily, because, like, the armor and the helmet are touching. These two clearly were not designed to go together. They do fit, but barely, so yeah, I don't love that. It feels like very weak design. I wish they'd just gone with the original armor piece that this guy had. And then with that helmet removed, there you can see his headpiece, and that is a super spooky headpiece. Like, that's a brand new print. It's not the same one as the original Legacy Overlord. He does have a back head print as well. And yeah, that just looks super scary. It feels a little more realistic than the original, which I don't know I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it definitely feels like very weird and spooky, and I don't know how I feel about that guy. And then obviously there's Lloyd's head print, which I'm sure you guys have all seen before. And then here are these two from the back with their armor removed. You can see Lloyd's alternate face and the Overlord's back head print, which I already showed you. Back head print of the Overlord, though, very good. Again, I love the colors of the Overlord. I don't like the character, but I love the colors, and there's that, like, lavender purple as well as that, like, brighter purple. Very, very good. Lloyd's back torso print, quite good as well. It's got those golden dragons continuing in that dark green with, like, Lloyd's original symbol, but more detailed in the back. That's quite cool. And then the Overlord's back torso print is excellent. I don't love, like, the gold bits, but that, like, purple, like, fog, like, running up him looks so cool. It's got that, like, slightly more vibrant purple and then the darker purple, and it looks very ominous and creepy, and it looks quite cool. I also don't love that this guy used the ghost tail, because this is the same ghost tail that came on the normal Legacy Overlord, and I don't know, like, this seems to be more based on his rebooted appearance, and I think if they were going to do that, they should just given him the dress like he had in that one. This just feels like a weird amalgamation, so I don't know how I feel about this guy. Again, I'm never going to complain about exclusive figures. He just feels pointless to me, if that makes any sense. But that's just me. You guys can let me know what you think of him in the comments below. So overall, would I recommend this set? I don't know. This one I'm a little more iffy on. I like this build a lot more than I thought I would. I was very critical of it when I saw the initial pictures, but having it in hand is definitely a lot better. That head is really stand out, and like everything except for the wings on the build are excellent. But the wings don't bother me nearly as much as I expected them to, because while you're when you're looking at them up close by themselves, no, they don't look great. As a whole on the entire build, I actually do think they kind of fit. I still would have preferred cloth wings, but I don't think they're bad by any means. This is a great affordable dragon. It's very big for the price. And obviously, like, the context of the Overlord Dragon in the show, it's a very important character, like, lore-wise, so there's, like, a very big, like, incentive to get this one. The exclusive Overlord figure is a cool get, even if he doesn't make much sense to me. And Golden Lloyd is a good figure, though. As I said, it's very, like, disappointing that they swapped out the head on this one, because it just makes this figure feel weak, because, like, why not make this figure complete? It's just very odd to me. So I think I would recommend this set as a whole. Especially if you see it on sale, like, for $24, this would be great. But yeah, I think you should pick this one up. I'm not saying like it's the best set ever made, but I think it is well done, and as a whole, it's got more good than bad. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And let me know which of the new Ninjago sets you want to see me review next. I have already made some videos with some of the other ones on my channel, so if you want to see those, you can go check out the channel. But as for this video, I think I'm going to call it here. If you enjoyed, please press like and subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. And thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.